And we say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live on the road today, as we are. We're here at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton on this Monday, August the 7th. Show number 1904, and we do have some severe weather in the forecast. In fact, they've upgraded to a 4 out of 5 as far as severe weather. Later on this afternoon, high winds, hail, isolated tornadoes. So a lot of rain, a lot of wind later on today. So just letting you know, we're not panicking, but we're letting you know. We should let you know. That's our job. And so there you go. Here in the immediate Tri-Cities, we do have severe thunderstorms. Again, 4 out of 5, they're saying, they being the National Weather Service. So making you aware of that. Good morning. Thanks for being with us. Right now, sun's out. And a gorgeous day in the neighborhood on this Monday, August the 7th, 2023. Lots going on. We told you Friday we were at Food City. We told you Friday about the realignment of college football. Well, it happened, and it's not stopping. There's more coming. We'll tell you all about that. Major League Baseball, big weekend of the bigs. High school football got a jamboree coming up. By the way, the scrimmage tonight has been, for obvious reasons, canceled and scrapped until tomorrow night at 6:30. So we'll stream it for you tomorrow night. Cyclones and Union. Tomorrow evening at the stadium. Tonight has been scrapped because of the weather coming in. And so we'll do that tomorrow night. The jamboree on Thursday. Next Friday night, it all starts with the Railroad Rumble number 3. Our sports coverage begins next Tuesday with volleyball against Daniel Boone. So lots going on. National anthem, here we go. We'll jump in and take a look at some college realignments. Here, Loretta Bowers. Loretta Bowers. Here in the Tom Taylor Sports Show, show number 1904. On our way to 2000, and Emmy Morgenstern's planning our 2000 show, 2000 celebration. Got the best doing it. Can't wait. Here's Loretta Bowers. It'll be sometime next year. Here's Loretta on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and the bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live here at Chick-fil-A. The Diaz family's here. It's professional day here in Elizabethton City, so a lot of the teachers are, well, they're not loafing. They're working, getting ready for tomorrow and playing catch-up from Friday. Our guest will be Leslie coming in here in a few minutes from Sycamore Shoals. Andrea Lewis, Northeast Community Credit Union. Joseph Taylor stopped by here a little while. Talk a little Tennessee football. Frank Peters with Shop for the Cop from the Carter County Sheriff's Department will be here. And Ryan Presnell's going to join us. Coach P's going to stop by, talk a little baseball. Get his take on this college realignments going on, too. It's crazy. Told you what was going to happen Friday, and it happened. We were at Food City down the street. Big 12 got big quick over the weekend. In fact, on Friday night, Big 12 officially adding on a unanimous vote, Utah and Arizona State are now in the Big 12 starting 2024-2025. So they're welcoming Arizona, Arizona State, and Utah to the Big 12. Picked up 3 more. Both Utah and Arizona State applied for membership prior to the vote. Of course, the Pac-12 saw Oregon and Washington leave the same day to go to the Big 10. So they're down to 4 schools. Colorado leaving for the Big 12. Only 4 members left in what was the Pac-12. It's a joke now, of course. And so it's all about the money. SEC and Big Ten schools are expected to take in over $60 million a year per school under the new media rights deals. Pac-12 getting ready to go away because they couldn't secure a deal that came even close to that. So, Oklahoma, Texas, of course, coming to the SEC, Oregon, Washington to the Big Ten, Arizona State, and Utah to the Big 12. That leaves 4 schools in the Pac-12. That would be Cal, Stanford, Oregon State, and I can't remember the 4th one. Cal, Oregon State, Stanford. Southern Cal, UCLA's gone. Who's the team I'm forgetting? Arizona State's gone. Cal, Stanford, Oregon State. I can't remember, to be honest with you. But anyway, it's changing rapidly. So, Washington State. Here it is. Oregon State, Washington State, Cal, and Stanford. The only teams left in the was the Pac-12, now it's Pac-4. So, big changes. All about the money. We also told you Friday, Florida State and Clemson said it's not a matter of if, but when they're going to leave and bolt the ACC. I don't know where they're going. I would assume, purely an assumption on my part, that they'll be looked at strong by the Southeastern Conference. But there's no plans, I don't think. I'm hearing, well, actually I did back earlier in the summer. Greg Sankey said if we could, we'll expand if it's the right fit. Florida State and Clemson would be very much, no question, the right fit. All right, we're live here again at Chick-fil-A, reminding you that the National Weather Service is a 4 out of 5 severe weather this afternoon. So just to give you an update, that's what's going on. High winds, large hail, rain, and a possible isolated tornado across the region. Trying to scare you? No, just trying to let you know what's going on. That's my job. You do with what you want, but I'm just telling you. So am I trying to panic you? No, gosh, no. By the way, here's the verse of the day. Here's the reason why you should never panic. Here's the verse of the day. We always dedicate our show to the man that hung on the cross, and here it is. Leslie's here. She's going to join us coming up here in just a second. Verse of the day is Deuteronomy 31:8 says, the Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. Hello. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid and do not be discouraged. Whew, lousy mercy. Deuteronomy 31:8 on the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Leslie joins us next right after this from one of our great sponsors, the good folks from Lingerfeld Drug Center on the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Carter Lingerfeld Drug Center, 'tis the season. Let's start pinworms.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
So that is something a lot of people are real embarrassed to come in and ask about. But, a lot of people don't realize, small kids, it's more common than you would think, between small kids and dogs. You touch something that may have the eggs and then touch your mouth, before you know it, you would have them and not really even realize that it's happened. But what a lot of people don't know about that, for pinworms, that's a liquid medicine we've got for it. Just one little dose cup and you're good. It's just a one-time treatment. But what most people don't realize is if you've got, a wife and 2 kids, if one person's got it, the whole house has got to get treated for it. So that's something, like I said, it embarrasses a lot of people to come in and ask about it, but it's a lot more common than you'd think, and it's real easy treatment and not very expensive either. I think
less than $12.
Yeah.
$11.59 for this product. Again, takes care of pinworms, and so there you go. There it is. So that's item number 1. Item number 2. How to stop bleeding. This is interesting.
Yes.
Bleeding control spray and bleeding control bandages from Curad. Tell us about these.
Yes. Anybody knows me knows I'm injury prone. So I keep those Band-Aids in my car and my computer bag, about everywhere. But what that is it's got, it's like a powder that's got a clotting factor in it. And if you either use that spray or it's on the pad of those Band-Aids, if you've got a cut, won't stop bleeding, those things will stop it just about instantly. It's really surprising how well those work. But with everybody getting out gardening and doing outside projects, that's something a lot of people's been asking for lately.
$3.59 for that. The Curad Bleeding Control Bandages. Get 30 bandages for $3.59 here at Lingerfield Drug Center in downtown Elizabeth. And here's the spray. It goes for $7.49, and neither one of these will bust your billfold. So, and need to have one of those. Just keep it in the glove box, wherever, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Be smart to have that.
And that spray is what I like myself, because I always end up cutting myself in a weird place that I can't get a Band-Aid to stick. So that spray does it good.
Talking to Dr. Eric Carter again with Lingerfield Drug Center. We're here at his place. We come here once a month. Love coming here. One more before the break. Homeopathic pain. Tell me about this.
Yeah, a lot of people, have joint aches and pains, and some people don't want to take things like Tylenol or pain medicine or anything like that. They'd prefer to do something more natural. And what we've got here is it's actually made from mountain daisies, an actual flower. But it's a natural product. It's like a roll-on stick, and people say that they've had real good success with it. You just roll it on, and it's supposed to help get rid of that pain for you.
$8.69, by the way, for that. There you go. Social media, how do we find you?
We're on Facebook as Lingerfeld Drug Center, and got a new website too. And the link for the website's on our Facebook. So
that's the key. And then the phone number is?
It's 423-542-2138.
One of our great sponsors, Making It Go for Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. I love coming out here and promoting this gentleman and his great company and a great store at Lingerfield Drug Center. I'm back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Look who stopped by, and we'll get to her in just a second. She just kicked me under the table. There you I said, look who stopped by. She kicked me. I thought, well, is that a good? She didn't mean to. I'm just cutting up with her. All right, the National Weather Service. Got to keep telling you, please don't think I'm trying to panic you, because I'm not. This won't be the first time I had a storm. It's not the first time, won't be the last time. But I do feel like it's my job to tell you. Has upgraded the region to a rare moderate or 4 out of 5 risk for the first time since the early 2010s. The risk of damaging winds today is rather high, and the primary threat, although hail and tornadoes are also possible. Doesn't guarantee severe weather for everybody. Yeah, it is. We can be going down the road. It's raining over there, not raining here. But the risk is very rarely this elevated. So there you go. That's from the National Weather Service. And Jesse, the storm tracker cycler's off today. So the biggest day of the weather, and Jesse's got a day off. And I told him, he said, you want me to come in? I said, no.
He's going to be chasing the storm.
He's chasing the storms. Hello, Sheriff Fraley. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the verse today. Timing is perfect. Anytime you get to talk about the Lord in a verse today is, in my humble opinion, perfect. Hello, Amy Whitson. Love that lady. Hello to Jonathan Morton. Saw him at the freshman orientation the other day. That was hilarious. You had a bunch of ninth graders. They're scared to death, getting their schedule the first time, trying to find classes and going up and down the hallway. I bet I passed this one family 10 times. Where's this room? Where's that room? It was really funny. And Jonathan was there with Maddox. So anyway, hello, sir. How are you? Leslie's in the house. The tea is over. It's a booming success, right?
Yes.
If you don't know, Leslie's with Leslie Broccoli with Sycamore Shoals State Park, which is right up the street. Love it, love it, love it. How many came through in July, June?
It was right at 30,000.
30,000.
Mm-hmm.
Clicking the turnstiles.
Yep. A little over in June, July, right at.
Right at 30.
Right at.
And June was a little bit over 30,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. So it's because they put on such cool events. And it's a cool place, it's right. I mean, it's not like you have to get, it's over there 20 miles. I mean, you pass it every day. It's right here on the, as we call it, the main drag, main road. In the backyard. It's a good way to look at it. So we got more things going on. Here he comes. Right on schedule. You can time him like
Yep.
Mr. Randy's in the house. So the tea was a booming success. What's up next?
We have Cherokee Heritage Day. That is August 26th. There's a small charge. Adults are $8, ages 7 to 17, $3, 6 and under free. And they will be doing all kinds of things that they normally would have done in the 1700s as Cherokee. They'll be making baskets, They'll be weaving, doing beadwork. They'll be dancing, drumming, playing flute, you name it.
So they'll be in costume.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to walk up there. What's the date again?
August 26th.
August 26th, which is a Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
as if we were there in the 1700s, correct?
Yes.
They're going. I mean, we're going back to the way they looked,
Mm-hmm.
as far as their costumes, their customs, what they were doing. So,
And they'll be willing to talk
Talk.
to you, share. Yeah.
so you're there every year. What are some of the things what they do? Make flints? I mean, what are some of the things they will do?
They last year, and I told you about this last time. Last year, there was a gentleman there making dart guns
Oh yeah, you told me
and
that.
blow darts.
Yeah.
And I bought one, and he showed me how to do it. Said, please don't suck in before you blow out.
And Randy's
The
been
one
on his
thing I
best
remember.
behavior ever since.
Yes, yes. And we had our little wooden target there for axe throwing, so I shot at that.
Wait a minute,
And-
you took the blow dart and shot at
Shot
the
at
axe
the
target.
Axe target.
So you put two together at the same time, a blow
Sure,
gun and
sure.
a axe throwing target.
I did it.
Did you hit it?
Well, it bounced off, but yes.
But you didn't make
And
contact?
then we talked about the gophers underneath, groundhogs underneath the buildings. I said, if you see one, feel free to
Pop him?
pop him. Yeah,
There you go. All right.
they're big. Oh my goodness. But also, he made arrows. He was making arrows. They did some dancing. I saw some of the dancing. They got the actual public involved a little bit. So it's more of a learning about their heritage.
So it is hands-on. There are
Yes,
some. Okay.
yes.
So we're not just going to sit in here and lecture me. He may
No,
let you do it too.
Yes.
Hands-on too, which is really cool.
Yep.
This is August the 26th. This will be Cherokee Heritage Days at the park. There is a cost, is that right?
Yes. $8 for adults, 7 to 17, $3, 6 and under free.
Well worth it to go up there and learn about how the Native Americans did it back in the 1700s right here, probably on those grounds, right? Because the Cherokees were in here, right?
Oh, all
over?
along, up and along the river, up and down the river. They
Yep.
called it the old fields because they cleared them ahead of time. So, long time ago.
So that's what I think's cool about Sycamore Shoals. When we talk about the history, it's still on the same ground. It's not like, well, over there, 30 acres down the, 30 miles down the road. The things that happened back then, we walk on the same ground where it
That's
actually
right.
happened.
That's right.
I
When you
just think
walk
that's
on
cool.
at the park, you're walking where they mustered. Speaking of, for the Over Mountain men, all of them came there to muster before they went across the mountains to take out Patrick Ferguson, one of the decisive battles in the Revolutionary War.
Awesome.
Yes. And you're
Cherokee
walking-
Heritage Days.
Yes.
Yep. What else going on?
September 23rd, 24th, and 25th will be the Over Mountain Victory Trail Association celebration of the muster and going to Kings Mountain. We'll actually have about 12 to 15 of the men and women that will be doing the whole trail, and they will have started it. I don't know if they start in Abingdon or they just start at Sycamore Shoals, but they did have a few men that came from Abingdon to join the muster force at Sycamore Shoals before everybody went across the mountains. But they do the whole thing, 2.5 weeks worth of the whole trail. And they'll be stopping at Sycamore Shoals. They'll be coming across the river on the 25th. Maybe Tom Taylor will be coming across the river on the 25th. We'll see.
That's what we're working on.
Yep. Yep.
So these folks actually go back and follow the trail.
They do. They
It takes them 2 weeks to do it.
2.5. They do exactly what
See, I
the
thought-
men back in the 1700s did.
So I thought they would like got out of the car over there and got dressed and came down the hill. So they actually go and they follow the trail for
Yes.
2 weeks.
Yes, they do kind
I
of
didn't know
cheat
that.
a little bit.
But still,
They'll spend the night in their trucks and
Well,
stuff
sure.
like that. Yeah.
but they are walking the actual trail.
They are doing some of the trail. They'll go from stop to stop, the major stops, and they'll do all kinds of classes and workshops, storytelling. They show you what they did back then on the trail. So
We're live here at
Interesting.
Chick-fil-A in Elizabeth, and Shelley joins us next from the Boys and Girls Club. She's got her Indian maiden hair pulled back. That's pretty cool. I like that. It's like a little college lady. So we've got September the 24th.
23rd, 24th, 25th,
25th
crossing.
is a crossing. Lots going on. Again at Sycamore Shoals. Anything else?
That's the
That's
main
the biggies.
ones. That's the main
biggies.
ones.
That's big
Yeah.
enough.
Yes.
August the 26th and September 23rd, 24th, 25th.
Yep.
Good job. You hungry?
I am.
Awesome.
Always for Chick-fil-A.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're awesome. I'll see you next Monday.
All righty. Take care.
Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll go from Sycamore Shoals to the Boys and Girls Club. Good stuff going on. Rusty Wallace is coming. Ooh, coming to the club. She'll tell us all about it next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're talking to Joseph Taylor, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. And what's going on at Ivy Hall Nursing Home?
Ivy Hall, we would love to have short-term rehab patients. If you go in for knee surgery, shoulder surgery, stuff like that, you need a little bit of rehab, please consider Ivy Hall. We have private rooms for our short-term rehab patients. We offer physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, full-time respiratory therapy. We'd love to take care of you.
Looking for help? Looking for folks to work here?
Absolutely, 100%. If you want to come in, if you're a CNA, LPN, RN, you want to work in dietary, laundry, housekeeping, we would love to have you. You can go to ivyhallnursinghome.com and fill out an application. Somebody will certainly call you back if you put in an application.
Yep. So all these different folks, you take care of these different therapy programs, right?
Absolutely. We love the short-term patients. We love the long-term patients. Either one, we want to take care of anybody that comes our way, for sure.
Social media?
Social media, Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Facebook, and like I said, ivyhallnursinghome.com.
There you go. One of our great sponsors, folks. Love promoting them. Again, the great folks here in Elizabethton, sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, Ivy Hall Nursing Home.
So I'm Dr. Beth Cannon of Cannon Family Dental. We do a little bit of everything, cosmetic dentistry, general dentistry. We see all ages of patients. I like that patients are comfortable with bringing their family here. With smaller children, they're some of my favorite patients to see. We always try to make that first visit super happy, where they get to come in, sit in the chair, see how they get pictures of their teeth and get their teeth brushed with a little silly brush. There's multiple families that have been with me since the beginning, and their kids were, my kids' age, like 7, 8 years old, and now they're grown up driving. They drive to their own appointments and make their own appointments, which is wonderful, and getting to see the kids and grow up with them. It's great to be a part of that. So if any of you are looking for a new dentist, we would love to have you join our family. Definitely give us a call if you'd like to come in.
Do you want new furniture but don't want to wait a year for it to come in? We have the largest in-stock and ready for delivery or pickup inventory in the tri-state area. Shop today and enjoy it tonight. It's that easy. Bring your truck today or have us deliver it. Save store-wide at Cannon's Furniture in downtown Elizabethton.
Yeah. Yeah. Back on the top. Hello, Charlie Hutchins. How you doing? Carl Wilson. Hello, boys. I guess you're working today. Again, we're a 4 out of 5. The National Weather Service a 4 out of 5 as far as a risk for bad weather. Making you scared? Nope. Just informing you. You do with it what you need to do. Some will go, Some will go crawl underneath the table and wait it out. Do whatever you need to do. I'm just telling you that's my job to tell you, and you do with it as you need. So, but there is severe weather. Our football scrimmage tonight has been canceled. They moved to tomorrow night at 6:30 against Union out of Virginia. So, and there may be some other cancellations, but it's the beauty of this area. It's never too hot or too cold for too long, right?
Well, and on that note, the club is not picking up from the schools that closed at 1 o'clock, but you can drop your child off. We'll be open.
There you go.
Yep.
So, We just modify, keep trucking.
We just
We're
make
flexible.
a shift. We adjust.
So, obviously, you see who's with us from the Boys and Girls Club. Shelley Parham, CEO. How are you?
Good, great.
Good. So,
Summer's over.
Yeah.
It was a good summer. It was a great summer.
Great
It
summer.
was a lot of fun. Yeah.
On the average, how many kids did you serve
About 160
a day?
average. Yeah. So more than that, less than that, just depended. But
So now school's back in with Carter County and Elizabethton City. So have you had a chance to look at numbers yet? It's too early.
today's our first day.
First day, okay.
Yep, and we've been open all day because city was out,
Mhm.
and county will come in the afternoon now. So, but no, not yet. But we're at full capacity again for after school.
It's awesome.
It is. It's great. I'm super excited, and there was, I want to, if it's okay with you, to clear something up. There was a rumor that we weren't serving county kids, and I think it was just a misunderstanding, and so we'll leave it at that. But we are absolutely not only serving county kids, but I wish we could serve all the kids in this county. But we are still serving Hampton Elementary, Hunter, Harold McCormick, and all of the Happy Valley schools. So we're still serving the county schools that we've always served.
Mhm.
We're still picking up and bringing them to the club.
Hmm. There you go.
Yep,
Business as usual.
that's right.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure everyone knows that. It's
Absolutely. Hello, Charlie Hutchins. We are live here again, Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton. Hello, Reba Whitehead. Love your meditation each day on my verse. Thank you. You're welcome very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So, soccer. Tell me about soccer.
Yeah, registration for soccer ends in a few days, so I want everyone to get their kids registered. We have kinder soccer, which is 3 to 5, so if they were 3 by January 1st of this year, they're eligible to play soccer.
Love it. The
Isn't
little
that
ones.
great?
The little
Yeah,
tiny
oh
ones.
yeah, but it's all developmental, so what a great time for them to get to decide if they like it even, but
Sure.
but also all the developmental stuff that goes along with 3 to 5 year olds. And then of course we have our 6 on up. So soccer registration for the fall is going to end on Friday, but it is open right now. So they can go to our website, bgcecc.org, and register your child there. If they've registered them before, they just go to their portal and they can re-register them. So I'm excited for soccer. I think when you see the soccer fields on game days, and they're all the folks that are out there watching their kids. I mean, last year we had over 250 kids signed up for soccer. That's a lot of kids playing soccer. So when I feel really good that when we can offer our kids recreational sports and youth sports are really important, near and dear to my heart, because I think they teach kids so many life lessons. One being how to be coachable.
Absolutely.
Gives them a great lesson for their attention spans and focus.
If you can coach them when they're little, you can coach them when they're grown up, right? They
Yeah,
can-
and just think about how all the lessons that you can tie into being coachable, right? So I'm a big proponent of athletics for kids, and so I'm really proud of our soccer program.
So again, to get signed up, the ages are obviously kindergartners all the way up to
I believe it's 11.
11-year-old, 11,
Yeah,
12-year-olds?
Yep,
Okay.
I believe that's it. And we get a lot of phone calls about football and cheer, and we don't do football and cheer anymore. Witten Huddle does that better than anyone, so they do that. If you're interested in youth football or cheer, contact the Witten Huddle. They do a great job. They do a really good job with kids.
So soccer is your hot button right now.
Yeah, and then we'll move into basketball.
Basketball, yeah.
Around early October.
We have a dinner coming
We
with a really
do.
cool guest. Tell me about
Yeah,
that.
I'm so excited about our dinner this year because it's during the Bristol Race Week. And in fact, the day after our dinner is the night race. So, that's super cool. But we have Rusty Wallace coming, who's a NASCAR legend. And he's going to be our keynote speaker. And then we're bringing Carson Peters back into town from Nashville. He's going to be our entertainment for the night. He'll be playing live. And we've got a silent auction. So we've got some Rusty Wallace stuff on the auction. 2 driving experiences that are super exciting. So if you want to get yourself on the track, and then he's got some other paraphernalia. And then we've got some UT stuff, football and stuff like that's been signed that will be in that auction, and some other great stuff. Dinner by Simply Elegant for $15.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know, right?
Ooh, that's nice.
A guided fishing tour. just fun experience kind of stuff that so you can get on our website closer to the event and check out those silent auction items, and then tickets for the dinner will go on sale next week. So that's going to be great too. Right now we're doing tables and sponsorships, but individual tickets will go on sale next week. So don't miss this event. It's going to be great. Dinner is going to be provided by Black Olive.
Ooh.
I know.
Ooh.
I know.
The cheese tortellini.
Yeah. Oh no.
Mamma mia.
The chicken fiesta.
Chicken fiesta.
Oh.
Like it?
Oh,
Yeah.
have you ever had the nachos?
No.
You have to try the nachos. Unbelievable.
The Black Olive nachos.
Unbelievable. I highly recommend. Highly recommend. I did not get this body from not eating those nachos. So.
Stop. Stop talking.
They're so good.
Stop.
Yeah.
Nachos. So
yeah, and it's going to be at TCAT.
Mhm.
Just a lot going on, and we're super excited about that. You know, Elizabethton Ford is sponsoring the silent auction, and I know just
Awesome.
all the partners in this community that come together and
they
you know,
step up, don't they?
They do, and you know, there are so many great people who do so many great things, but I gotta tell you, I've learned that I don't really believe anybody does what the club's doing in the capacity that we do it, in the quality that we do it, and for the length of time that we're open and the number of kids that we serve. We're an important part of this community, and I love it when people realize that.
The buses are going up and down the road all the time, aren't they?
They are, and they're getting old. They're getting old.
And it ain't cheap.
No, it's not.
Gas is going back up. It ain't cheap for
No.
us, and ain't cheap for those buses either.
It's not, and they have to get inspected like like all school buses. So, you know, this year we had to put a lot of money into repairing them. So I wouldn't do it any other way. I want them to be safe on the road and for kids, but they also, that's how they pass inspection. So no, it isn't cheap, not at all, but it's worth it.
It's worth it.
Yeah,
Those kids come flying through that front door. It's worth it.
it can't do it without
No.
them coming through the front door.
No, it's awesome.
Yep.
So
And you know, opportunity doesn't always have a door to knock on, so I'm glad that we provide them with one.
hello, Rick Ranson down in Pensacola. What's it like down there this morning, sir? Hello,
Hopefully,
Jimmy's
but it's
Town.
hot.
I bet it is hot. So I bet it's real hot.
I
down
was in
Pensacola.
Tallahassee last week, and it was so
Hot?
hot. Oh, humid and
Humid?
hot. Humid and hot, yeah.
More humid than up here in the mountains because it can get pretty.
It was pretty sticky yesterday here, but yeah, way
Yeah.
more. I guess it's just because it's hotter.
coming off the ocean and all that. Yeah.
Uh.
Tallahassee.
Yeah, it's an armpit.
The armpit. Hello, Ashton
Florida
Slagle.
State's beautiful, but that's about
The
it.
Seminoles. Yeah.
Yeah, my son goes there.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Florida State Seminoles. Oh yes.
Yeah.
They're going to have a good football team this year.
I hope so. It's a beautiful stadium.
Doak Campbell Stadium.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Good job. Thank you for coming.
Thanks
You're
for
so
having
cool.
me as
You're
always.
so cool.
Yeah, it's always cool.
She's
to see
cool,
you.
isn't she? She's
So
a cool cat.
I hang out with cool people.
CEO, Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, give us a call if you need anything.
Get those soccer sign-ups and then get your tickets when they go on sale to come see Rusty Wallace. I've had a chance to MC some of his events up and around the track back in the day. Very, very articulate, very funny, very animated. He's not in the speaking world, there are stiffs as far as people, you kind of, okay, he's pretty, Rusty Wallace is not like that. He'll put on, he'll put in a show.
He's going to be awesome. And
Oh, yeah?
it's September 14th.
Yep.
Yep. Tickets go on sale next week. Go to our website. Check it out.
Thank you as always.
Thanks. I appreciate you having me.
No, love you coming. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, me either. Me
Quick
either.
break. We'll be right back after this in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. She's in the house. Andrea Lewis
Yeah.
next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Our watermelon mint, we have it in our Sunjoy, a lemonade, a tea, and as a frosted lemonade. You like it, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
You've tried it?
Yep. I like the watermelon Sunjoy
Yeah.
and the watermelon frosted. I really like the frosted. That's
Yeah,
really
the
good.
frosted's good.
Oh, yes. So we have 4 different ways you can get it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us Sunjoy and the frosted.
Sunjoy and frosted, and then just in regular lemonade or just in tea.
Yep.
So you can get it any way you like. If you don't like lemonade or you don't like tea or you want a little frozen drink, you can get it any however you want.
Everybody's asking me when the peach milkshakes are coming. I said probably June, isn't it?
Yeah, around June, I believe.
Yep. It's not here yet, but so we're going to use this one for a while.
Mm-hmm.
The watermelon mint, as I point to the menu board. All right, catering for graduation, spring events, field day, whatever. You can cater and deliver. Tell us about that.
For any kind of catering, you can call the store, or you can go online to chickfil-a.com/catering to place it online. We can get it ready for you anytime. Our catering, we have a delivery minimum of $500, and we can only deliver within a 10-mile radius, so keep that in mind when you're ordering. But you can pick up any order anytime from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Yep. 297-1266 is the number to call. 297-1266, and so 'tis the season. Folks are calling in and they're making plans and
Oh, yeah.
getting ready, right?
Graduation, spring events, coming up, pool parties, going to the park, just having a picnic, just come and we can get you whatever you need.
Vacation Bible School.
VBS, yeah.
The whole thing. So it's all to call that number, 297-1266, or you can go on the app and do it that way too, right?
You have to go to the website.
Have to go to the website?
The app won't let you do it for some reason.
All right, so what's the website?
chickfil-a.com/catering.
Yep.
And then you'll just select the Chick-fil-A or our Elizabethton location.
Yep, chickfil-a.com/catering.
Mm-hmm.
Scroll down to Elizabethton, and away you go. So there you go. 297-1266, the number to call. Again, hours are open.
We're open 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday.
Looking for summertime help?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
How
We're
do
always looking for help.
How do we apply?
You can text serve. I don't remember the phone number, but I'll
Yeah.
get you the phone number.
We can just call in 297-1266 that way too, right?
Yeah.
And talk to somebody, say we want to fill out an application. Hours are flexible.
Mhm.
Yeah. So great place to work.
It is a great place to work.
Them Tipton's pretty good people, aren't they? Yeah. Molly Tipton with Chick-fil-A and Elizabeth, one of our great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show again. Thanks for being with us. We'll go back to some Major League Baseball coming up here in a moment. Hello, David Garland. How you doing? I saw your daughter got a big rave review for her basketball talent, so congratulations. I know you're a proud papa. So, Ms. Flores. So, Flores? Doesn't sound right. I don't think I'm saying it right. Andrea. So, congratulations, sir, on your daughter getting again. She is being touted across the country as one of them good basketball players. So, congratulations. Thanks for watching the show. Let's see. She's in the house. She's going to be like, where are we going? This is Andrea Lewis, ladies and gentlemen, from Northeast Community Credit Union. She be the queen of marketing. She be the Lone Ranger. They ain't no Tontos. She's it. And she makes it happen and does a great job. Saw her at the Back to School Bash. I thought that was pretty cool. We talked about that. Mm-hmm. No, you weren't on. You were on Monday, so it happened Monday night. So we haven't talked. I thought it was a really cool event. What do you think?
It was a really cool event. I think I've never seen so many students in my life. It's the busiest one I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I shout out to Nicole Moore and her staff over there for making that happen. I think a Monday night was just perfect to have it on a Monday. Inside, it was great. It was really great, and there was so many vendors, so many people supporting it. So Northeast Community Credit Union is just going to continue to always do this every year.
Had about 1,200 kids come through.
Yeah.
So in a short period of time, you guys were giving out what?
We were giving out change purses. We were giving them options, different colors. So, start putting your change in a little wallet. You can clip it onto your backpack or your belt loop. Don't lose your ID or anything like that. So, just fun stuff, fun giveaways.
You go around to the schools. We'll talk about that in a moment and how you help kids in the schools. Tell me about how easy it is for a young person to open up an account.
It's really easy. You can, if you're under the age of 18 and you're at the school, you can open a savings. You just can't open a savings and a checking by yourself. If you're not 18, you need to have a guardian present to open that account with you. And it's very simple. It's $5 for a savings account. All of the accounts have to have a savings attached to their checking. There's no monthly fee. It is totally free as is. We have several products and services for our students, including My Cards, customized debit cards, online banking, home banking, and mobile app. So the sky's the limit for that.
Rick is watching in Pensacola. How hot is it? He said it's sunny and 97 today on the beach in Pensacola, Florida.
I bet the water's about 97 too.
Ooh, it's clear too, isn't it? Pensacola.
Yeah.
You're way out there, you can see. Now, when you go to the beach, you go to the beach a lot. You go. Some people will go. I'm not going out where I can't see my feet because the water's murky. So, do you go out?
I used to go out a lot further than I do now.
Yeah.
I do not go past my shins anymore.
Okay. Because some people say, okay, as long as I can see, and I think on the Gulf Coast you can see pretty.
You
You
can.
can go out a ways.
It's amazing.
But at Atlantic side, at least when I go to the beach, you can't really see your feet very far out in, and so you don't know what's out there. Them critters.
There's more critters every year I go. There's more and more. It's amazing.
Now, where was it they got bit by a shark? Was it Myrtle Beach? Somebody not too long ago they had a thing on Facebook where they got bit by a shark. So were you worried that nobody this summer nobody got bit?
I think, I don't know. I think Hilton Head did have someone get bit before or after I was there. So
Yeah. So
I don't know.
anyway, Rick,
I didn't get bit.
you didn't get bit. You had a good
No.
time.
Yes.
Rick 97 in Pensacola. Thank you, sir, for watching the show. Watches every day, and I can't thank him enough. Jimmy Stouts down in Georgia watching. Kathy's in Hampton watching. Ashton Slagle, Reba Whitehead, Charlie Hutchins, Carl Wilson, and the boys are watching. Thank you. Out on the job site on the boom box. They listen every day. Thank you. So, you go around to the schools and educate the kids under the umbrella of Northeast Community Credit Union. Tell me about that, would you
We
please?
do. We offer free financial literacy. We have done this for as long as I can remember, and we're going to continue. There's always things to learn. Some of it can be scary at a younger age, so that it should not be scary, and that's where we come in and we show you step by step, as simple as how to save, every 2-week paycheck or your Christmas funds, and you want to put so many toward a certificate of deposit and then earn dividends on that, and we'll show you how many months you can do that and how much it's going to cost in interest and so forth. So there's a lot to learn, and we just want to make it fun. We want to make it fun and reasonable, and we want to be approachable, and that's what we're here for. So if you have any questions about your finances, no matter what, you can call us. We have a certified financial counselor on staff, so she'll be able to help you any way that she can. And of course, we have our loan staff as well.
Mrs. Diaz is here. Hello, Mrs. Diaz. Just wave. Miss Hope's in the house. So how many kids, when you go to school, you mention credit score, and they go, huh? Because it's real important. We've talked about this before, but how many people, how many young people, when you go to these schools to educate them, you mention credit score and they have no clue?
We really focus on the audience. So, of course, we're not going to mention that to the younger kids. However, the high
schoolers, yeah.
They are sometimes like,
they don't know, right?
they don't really know.
That's why you're doing this.
Or they like to rat out their parents. So it's one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, you don't have to tell us all that.
Too much information.
Yeah, so let's learn for ourselves what to do. You don't have to tell us, but we don't want it to be a horror story or a scary situation. Life happens. We understand that. So we want to get to them and just prepare when they turn 18. This is what could happen, and this is how you go about things, and so forth. So
Joseph Taylor joins us coming up next. Also looming on the horizon, Ryan Presnar, our baseball coach, will stop by from Elizabeth and talk a little baseball, big league baseball, and college sports. We just kind of go at it, kind of just talk about a little bit of everything. Again, the scrimmage tonight has been canceled because the storm's coming, and so they've been rescheduled. Our scrimmage, which we're going to stream, will go tomorrow night at 6:30 at the stadium against Union, Virginia, which is out of Southwest Virginia. So that'll be, which I get. You don't bring them over on the bus, storming all the way from Big Stone Gap. That's a haul anyway. And in turn, I go, no game tonight because of the storms, which we're supposed to get this afternoon. So we'll do it tomorrow night at 6:30. We'll stream it. Cyclones looked real strong on Friday night. Let's see, we had a touchdown run by J-Train, 2 touchdowns by Justice Wallen. The J-Train, not Justice, the J-Train. I get them all mixed up. Then we had a touchdown catch from Whitehead to Luke Whaley, a 22 yards. We had a touchdown catch of 50 yards from Rhett Schlegel to Dry Griffin. So, first team, we won 28-7. That's all I know. We look pretty strong.
Good.
We'll do it tomorrow night again, 6:30 at the stadium. Tonight's been canceled and moved to tomorrow night. So, how many schools you guys go out and educate in? Hampton?
Educate as far as
Do
yeah,
you-
all of them.
all of them?
the county in Carter County and city in Elizabethton. So we've been to all of them actually, and we can't get enough of it. So semester started back the fall. We're gonna start up those branches very soon at Unaka and Elizabethton High School. We've already met with that. So we can't wait to teach those students as well when they get on board and teach them all the things that we do. So there's a lot coming up, you know it. And tour of schools
Coming up.
will be soon.
Yep, in October. We'll
Stay
be out
tuned
doing it
for
again.
that. Yeah.
So I go to this chamber meeting the other morning, which I
Oh,
was
yeah.
invited to was Kathy and Andrea.
Mhm.
And I didn't know you were the lady, you facilitate the meeting. And I thought that was really cool. So I'm thinking, you did a good job.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're very off the cuff, ad-libbing. You do you just you winged it, and you winged it good. So
I try my best. And that was after back to school bash. That was after teacher in service. And I was living on a prayer that day. And so thanks for the comment. I was half
Seriously.
awake, half asleep. Thank you. I appreciate it.
it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and you had a couple of speakers. In fact, the lady's coming from Schlegelfest. She's going to come be on the show next week or this week.
Yes, Miss Shirley Gomillion. She is wonderful. And Carrie, her daughter.
Yeah, Carrie's coming.
Yeah, awesome.
See, she knows everybody's names too. So it's
Yeah.
popping them out. I don't know what I did an hour ago. So anyway, she did a great job. That's something you invited me to.
Any
business-
entrepreneur. Yeah.
Tell me about that before I let you go.
Yeah, any entrepreneur, any business, any organization, nonprofit, you're invited. We have coffee served, water. You can bring in your own. The Elizabethton Chambers where we have it temporarily. We grew out of our space because it's getting so big. There's always a new person every time we have it. It's once a month. It's the first Wednesday of every month at the Elizabethton Chamber. The doors open at 7:40 a.m. The meeting starts at 8. It runs about an hour, depending on how many people are there. Every person gets up to 2 minutes to tell about their business or organization. The other two 10-minute speakers get 10 minutes each. So if you want to be a 10-minute speaker, you certainly can. There's no contract. There's nothing. Just show up.
And I did it.
And he did. He did great.
Yep. No.
And he
Well,
loves to talk about himself and all of his...
No, I don't.
I know. I'm kidding. He doesn't.
No, I don't.
He would... I've never seen you so...
I don't like it.
Like, he was it's the quietest I've ever seen Tom Taylor.
I don't like talking about myself.
He stood up and hand in the pot, like, he was like, ugh,
Get this over with.
I'm like, come on, you do this every day. And he's
No.
he can't,
No.
he cannot talk about himself. It's
No.
great.
Nope.
So it was a good side to Tom. It was, just another side that you probably didn't know, but
No.
he
Hate it.
doesn't like the limelight.
Nope.
I'm telling you, he does.
It was obvious.
I got it right on the
It
nail,
was-
didn't I?
It was obvious.
No, you did great though.
Kathy said, "Here's Tom. This
Yeah.
big title and this big intro," and I'm thinking, "God, let me get it. Can I slide under the table? Can I get this over with?"
Tom can talk about himself, but he really, truly
Mm.
does. He loves to talk about other.
I won't talk about
give
myself.
the lot to others.
That's it.
So I think that was humble. I think it was good to hear
I
how
like it.
you got here and where you came from and
Yeah.
your dreams and how they said it wouldn't happen, and here you are.
Yeah.
So you're making it happen.
Yeah. So anyway, we had a good time down there. It was great, and you do it the first Wednesday of every month.
First Wednesday
Yeah.
of every month. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. So we're live again. We are here at Chick-fil-A. Last thing, $300 to the teachers. If you're a teacher out there, or you know someone that is a teacher in the following counties: Carter, Johnson,
Sullivan,
Washington,
Unicoi.
Unicoi. Been doing this long enough.
You
can
know.
be Tom, I'll be Andrew. So what did you do that sometime? We're reversing.
You would get into the reverse.
You make me
yes.
talk about the credit union.
That's right.
Anyway, $300. Tell me how the teachers can. This is a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them how they can do it.
You can apply on our website at bmycu.org, or you can come in one of our convenient locations. You just have to be an educator, and there needs to be a classroom need or your need of the class. So you just apply. It's a one-page application, I believe, one or two, and it's $300 that you will receive if we select you. So we do this 12 months of the year, not just during school time. We will reach you if you have been, selected. You get your photo taken, and you get $300. And for that need that you put on your application, $300.
Buckos.
It is your moolah.
To do with what you want.
There's
If you
nothing
need to buy
to it.
crayons, copy paper, scissors,
I mean,
whatever.
mats, like the mats they can play on, or chairs, or anything, literally anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes, it's
300
very
bucks.
cool. Yes.
Well, it was that obvious, wasn't it? See, I'm flashing back last Monday. It was that obvious. I was really feeling goofy.
Wednesday?
Or Wednesday.
Yeah.
It was
He's out of his element. It's okay.
absolutely. I was out of my element.
But
I hate that.
that just goes to show he's good at what he does, but he's humble. And he actually was very humbled that day. And it was kind of early, too.
Yeah.
So,
I give
but
all the credit to the Lord. I don't.
That's what he said.
Yeah. No, you make me get up here and talk about me. No, I hate that. I want to talk about you. I want to talk about me. So, talk about you.
Yeah.
I'm gone. You're gone. Bless your heart. See you next Monday.
Okay, yep, you'll see me.
I didn't realize it was that obvious. I guess I didn't do very well hiding the fact I didn't want to do it.
Oh no, you did a wonderful job.
Yeah.
There's just another side to you. It's okay. It's a good thing. It's okay.
We'll take a break. I want you to read the verse of the day before we go. Got to do that. Speaking of giving credit where credit's due, this is awesome. Hit this button right here, and Deuteronomy 31:8 says,
The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged.
how about that in 2023, with everything going on? He'll be with you. He's running interference for you. Don't be afraid. Don't be discouraged. He's got it covered.
That's right.
Thank you, ma'am. See you next week.
Sounds good. Thank you.
I'm embarrassed. We'll take a break right after this. Mr. Taylor's in the house. Talking Tennessee football next to the Tom Taylor Sports. Start thinking stains and painting. You got a full line. Tell us about that. Big John's Closeouts.
Yeah, we've got about anything that you might need in your interior painting supplies and stuff of that nature, from either Valspar or the California paint, which used to be many years ago Gray Seal paint. A lot of people remembers that. As far as that nature, we can mix different colors. We've got color charts that you can pick from. We've got your primers if you've got where you've had a water leak or whatever. We've got primers and things that you can put on there so it doesn't bleed through as far as that goes. And of course, we've got all your application items that you might need, from paintbrushes to rollers to everything from Worcester, which is American made pretty much. And so we're very proud of that. A lot of people will be starting to think about getting out on the deck now that it's getting warmer and things of that nature. Not only doing repair work with our full line of treated lumber and other stuff, but thinking about staining. Whether you want a semi-transparent, semi-solid, solid color stain. We stock the Cabot line, and we're also bringing in a new line of stain that is a Ready Seal stain, which is almost bulletproof. You just pretty much with their stain product eliminate any brush marks, lap marks with your rollers. It flows, and basically you get an almost foolproof finish with that Ready Seal stain. We'll have about 6 to 8 colors in stock probably within the next 2 weeks of that. And so we're very excited about having that. That's going to be our newest line that we're adding.
It's awesome. It's all available. Big John's Closeouts here in Elizabethton. The hours are open, sir.
7:30 to 6 Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 on Saturday.
And how can we find you to find out more on social media?
BigJohnsCloseouts.com. You can also email us at experts@BigJohnsCloseouts.com or give us a call at 542-4755.
Well, we're great sponsors of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Be loyal, buy local at Big John's Closeouts here in Elizabethton. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we're live here at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton. Again, a 4 out of 5, the National Weather Service says, later this afternoon. Do with as you want. Not trying to panic you, just telling you 4 out of 5 is what they're calling for, which means high winds, lots of rain, possible hail, an isolated tornado for everybody. You know how it is. over there may not get in. We may get smoked over here. You just never know,
Never
right?
can tell.
No. So, all right, he's here. Since we last greeted each other last week, we have seen Oregon and Washington bolt to the Big Ten. Arizona State, and Utah go to the Big 12. You have four, and that's the Pac-4. You have Oregon State, Cal, Stanford, and Washington State. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. Florida State says not when, but when they're transferred. They're leaving the ACC to go, them and Clemson to go somewhere. So it has truly become the wild, wild west. It's all about the money.
Oh, man, it has. And, I'm not even going to try to pronounce Missouri's coach's name. I know his first name's Eli, but he had the best point, I think. They asked him about it, and he said, y'all, football's going to be fine. We travel privately. We don't worry about football. He's like, but did anybody think about these other sports? Basketball, baseball, softball. Did anybody think about these athletes and what it means to them?
Yeah.
And the fact that a lot of these kids, I call them kids, they're 18 to 22-year-olds, but a lot of those, they sign with schools so their parents can kind of get to game. You're telling me now that somebody that's played at Washington, their parents are going to have to try to figure out how to watch them in New Jersey at Rutgers? I don't understand.
I talked to my brother about this yesterday. We were talking. Of course, he's up in West Virginia. I said, and they're still in the Big 12. I said, it's a crazy. I said, they can't be making money. What do you mean? I said, well, all right, you go to the games. When Texas Tech comes to Morgantown and play West Virginia, do they bring anybody? He said, a couple thousand fans. I said, okay. I said, now, from an expense standpoint, when West Virginia puts their girls basketball team on a plane and flies to Texas Tech, the money still counts for tickets, airplane tickets, hotel, for a game that's not going to draw. It's not going to have that many fans, or a baseball game or a soccer game. All these minor sports, the expense of putting them on a plane and flying them halfway across the country.
And apparently another thing that happens with baseball and softball is they'll play a game on a Sunday. The game ends at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. They put them on a plane. They send them right back. They're getting into their hometowns 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. They're expected to be at class.
Yeah.
And most of their classes are 8 a.m. classes because, you know what, they got practice.
Yeah.
What did we consider any of these kids?
No.
When we did all this? I don't think so. I mean, everybody's following the money, which is great, but at what cost? At what cost are we just gonna run to the almighty dollar?
So what's the Pac-12 do now? They're down to Pac-4. And they're going to have to go.
So they'll start poaching. They'll start poaching teams from the it's got like New Mexico. It's like
there's a Mountain West Conference.
There we go. Yeah, so they'll start poaching schools from those conferences, and then those schools are gonna poach, and then eventually like somebody's gonna get left out here. I know Memphis is trying their best. They're advertising themselves. They're like, hey, Big 12, look at us. We're right here in your footprint. There's a hole missing, a Memphis-sized hole missing in the Big 12s.
Yeah.
Take us. So now everybody's just going to, advertise themselves to try to get picked.
Well put. I can't top that. Florida State says we're gone. Clemson says they're gone. So, obviously, in my mind, the most obvious would put them into the SEC, but I don't know whether they want to expand anymore or not.
The SEC has been really quiet during all
That's
this.
exactly
I mean, a little too quiet probably. But, I think you and I have talked about this before. The SEC, would they really want to add Clemson? And the reason I say that is Clemson has an excellent football program, but it doesn't necessarily, bringing them in doesn't necessarily get more viewers to the SEC network. I think, in my opinion, if the SEC is going after schools, I feel like they'll probably target a North Carolina school and a Virginia school so they can get the SEC network in those homes. That, to me, is they're probably not going to look at a Florida State or a Clemson. At least I wouldn't think so. I think the school that they should really go after is North Carolina. But North Carolina said they don't want to leave Duke. So I don't know. But if you sweeten the pot, I'm sure that North Carolina would have to move.
$60 million a year is what they're looking at. Some of these schools, as far as the income. The Pac-12 came out with this television package last week, and they said, nah, we're out of there because it's not good enough.
Nope.
So, but I was reading and said, where is it? The closest now to Big Ten, The closest team to Oregon and Washington is Nebraska, which is 1,600 miles away. It's halfway across the country. So I got that here somewhere, but
I heard this last year. I don't know if this still remains true, but USC and UCLA are looking to build like a complex somewhere in the Midwest to have their teams kind of housed there during these long road trips. You're telling me that you have so much money you can build like an athletic complex in Middle America, but you can't just stay together in the Pac-12? I don't understand. It's over me.
Yeah, above my pay grade.
Yeah.
So, but that's what's going on, and so it continues to evolve. We talked about it Friday on the show, and it happened. So,
yep.
And I'm sure there's going to be more fallout because you're right. Pac-12, which is now down to the Pac-4, they can't stay there. They're going to start poaching. It's like a domino effect. So, who's going to go next now back to the Pac-12?
I don't know who you target. San Diego State. They're pretty attractive, I guess. I'm not sure otherwise who you look to. If you're Stanford right now, Stanford routinely is voted the #1 athletic department in America. Just overall, you know, they just run a really good program. Do you think about going independent if you're Stanford? I don't know. I don't know what the best moves are.
Cal, Stanford, Washington State, and Oregon State are the ones left hanging. They're the Pac-4 now. So anyway, that's what's going on in college sports. I was reading a quote by Saban yesterday. He said, "It's really sad that a lot of these traditional games are going by the wayside now."
Yeah, it sure is.
The Bedlam game has now been canceled. The Oklahoma State game. So I mean, it's off the charts because Oklahoma's now the SEC.
Yeah.
So, and some of these other teams are all of a sudden going, with the scheduling and all this, can we continue to play these rival games? So, it's
sad. It really is sad.
Sad. That's the definite way he said it too. The Wild Wild West. So we'll see what's happening next. Tennessee football, what's going on with the Big Orange?
Tennessee football looks like they had a good first week of practice. They're notoriously tight-lipped coming out of Knoxville, so you can't really. They only let the media see what they want them to see. So you can't really make any judgments. But the video clips looks like Joe Milton can still sling it. You got it.
Sling it. Lawsy mercy.
He hadn't lost his zip on the ball. I tell you, man, watching the ball come out of his hand, I think somebody on Twitter said it best. A jugs machine can't throw a tighter spiral than Joe Milton.
It's like a cannon.
Golly.
He could probably bust the windows of Big Lots over here.
Yeah.
Across the parking lot.
No
he can
doubt.
sling it. So Tennessee opening up against Virginia and Nashville coming up. That's September I
believe we're 26.
26 days out.
Yeah.
So
Can't wait.
25, 26 days.
And they're a heavy favorite. I feel like we need to come out, set the tone early, put some points up on the board, get a couple stops, and make that as easy a game as possible.
Cyclone scrimmage canceled tonight because of the weather coming. We're going to do it tomorrow night. We're going to stream it against Union out of Virginia. We being Coach Van Us and myself, we're going to do that tomorrow night. And then we got the Jamboree Thursday at ETSU. We'll play Crockett. No, we won't. We'll play Westridge again, as we did Friday night. I watched it. First team, we beat them 28-7. You had two running touchdowns by the bowling ball, the J Train. He is a load. He is about 5'10", 5'12", about 280.
You know, that's something. That's something we've been missing. Like Cade and Nate, excellent running backs, but we've missed having a guy that can just pound it up in there. That's gonna be fun to watch.
So you got two touchdowns the other night. You had a touchdown pass from Whitehead to Luke Whaley of 22 yards. You had a touchdown pass of 50 yards from Rhett Schlegel to Jeriah Griffin on a bomb and Burnham for a bomb. So your point after guys, they stopped and did a little scrimmage. I mean, they stopped and let the guys get kicking without any pressure. And both Campbell and Bowers for Elizabethton were dropping them in there at 35 and 40 yards out.
Oh my goodness! And I saw on Facebook that Bauer's dad was saying that he on kickoffs can occasionally get a touchback. So you're talking about a freshman that's kicking touchbacks. You know, that is an extreme advantage in high school football if you can make your opponent start at the 20 every possession. That is a weapon.
Big weapon.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're live here again, Chick-fil-A in Elizabeth, and again on this Monday, August the 7th. Show number 1904, going towards 2000.
Wow.
Emmy Morgenstern has graciously come on board and said, I'll market you and promote it and put together your 2000 show, week or day or whatever we're going to do. It'll be first of next year is the way it's looking. So that's really cool. I'm excited. You're going to be here for the show, too.
Okay.
I want you there.
Count me in.
Yeah, I want you to come be a part of it. It's kind of be a thank you show of sorts. I think it's what she's wanting to do. But anyway, Emmy's doing that. It'll be after the first year. We're at 1904 right now. So we're clicking them off one by one. So.
Man.
Cyclone football next Friday night.
Next Friday. You know, I just showed you the thing on Twitter. The pro football game.
Oh, yeah, that's
that beautiful, ugly pro football Hall of Fame game had more viewers than the Stanley Cup playoffs or the NBA playoffs. So I believe people have been missing football.
They're ready for football.
And I really wasn't in football mode until I saw it on TV last week, and I'm like, okay, it's here. Let's go.
The late John Ward would say it's football time in Tennessee.
It sure is.
And it is. I mean, we had about 1,000 the other night for the scrimmage.
People are ready. They are ready for some football.
T.A. Duggar, they had a big pile of folks up there Wednesday night. I didn't get there, but they had a big pile for that scrimmage too, or a bunch. Probably not the right pile, but a bunch. So anyway, it's good. Of course, Ivy Hall Nursing Home will be right in the middle of all of it.
Yes, sir.
Our first broadcast will be Tuesday night of next week, the 14th. We got volleyball against Daniel Boone. So we're doing all that, and Ivy Hall's going to be right there.
You better believe it.
Ivy
Hall loves being on board, loves sponsoring Cyclone Sports, loves being a part of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Mm-hmm.
We consider it a great honor.
Likewise, my friend. I like my shirt, too.
Yes, sir.
I wore it the other day.
Wonderful.
Got talks. Don't look real good in turquoise, I don't think, but I wore it proudly.
So my favorite all-time Ivy Hall shirt, and we ran out because I wanted to get you one. It was like an army green, and it was the soft material. It was so good.
Army green.
Army green. I wish we had one for you, but we ran
don't.
out. They were gone.
It's the story of my life. A day late and a dollar short. Vanessa Nanny's in here, our junior varsity cheerleading sponsor. She's either grabbing some grub because it's a professional day. Everybody's getting ready for the first official full day tomorrow.
And I guess all the elementary schools have open houses tonight, so here we go. School's here.
School is here. So appreciate you, my friend.
Thank you for having me on anytime, sir.
Love it.
Love you, man.
Thank you. Love you too, sir. Quick break. We'll be right back after this from one of our great sponsors. How about the good folks right here at Chick-fil-A?
So I stopped in at Chick-fil-A for lunch and saw Officer Wilson come in. I decided to place a dine-in mobile order and have a cookie delivered to him just to show appreciation for his service for our community.
A few minutes later, I noticed that Officer Wilson had gotten up and left, and I knew he hadn't gotten his cookie yet.
And I'm headed to my car. I turn around and I see Allie, and she's running after me.
Mr. Police Officer, Mr. Police Officer.
Usually when someone yells, officer, officer, they want to ask me about a ticket they got. I absolutely wanted the cookie. This cookie is delicious.
Are you needing a better night's sleep? We have a huge selection of mattresses in stock, so you don't have to wait to sleep great. Plus, right now, we'll pay your sales tax, and you get a free 7-piece sleep pack with select mattress purchases, plus free delivery and setup. Come into Cannons today and sleep great tonight.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we are live here at Chick-fil-A in Elizabeth, and we're joined. Come in to get a little food, and she said, will you talk? So I always talk about my girls.
Yeah.
Tell everybody who you are, please.
I'm Vanessa Nanny. I'm the JV cheerleading coach at Elizabethton High School.
Yeah. You guys went down and racked up. I don't want to gloss this over because this is really a cool thing what you did. You went to this is a camp, for lack of a better term, at UT, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so it was a UCA cheerleading camp at the University of Tennessee. And, yeah, it was awesome. Our varsity, I can't think exactly what they won, but they won some awards, and we got blue ribbons. JV got blue ribbons for all of our, they have little evaluations each night, and so they got blue ribbons for all of those, and then we placed first place in our cheer category.
So you had three first places and 9 All-American cheerleaders.
Yeah, overall.
So what does that mean for those out there going, okay, what does that mean? Did you have to do something to make All-American?
Yeah, they have have like a tryout for All-American, and they have to do a jump, a cheer, and the dance. And there's some kind of like score sheet. I guess they have to have a certain score. So yeah, we had 9 overall, and then our mascots also.
Yep, Tuffy and Stormy.
Yep.
So now what? You guys are back, school started, are you practicing, getting ready for football season? Is what we're doing?
Yep, we're getting ready for football season, and then some things that I don't know if I can tell you just yet, but hopefully some more exciting things.
More exciting news.
Yeah.
Will you come back when you're allowed to tell it?
Absolutely. Well, I'll have to let Victoria tell you about it.
Oh.
But yeah, we haven't got the details worked out, but hopefully we can do some really cool stuff this year.
Now is an older or younger sister?
Older.
Older sister. So she could have slapped me for that. Of course she's older. Her older sister is a varsity cheerleading sponsor.
Yep.
So how many girls you have?
I have 8.
And how many does she have, ballpark?
17.
17.
And then the 2 mascots. So
Yeah.
19.
So, and you're doing a great job. I keep hearing more and more positives of it. You know, it's the girls have taken it to a new level. You hold them accountable to cheering, and they'll have to run the bleachers too.
Yeah, they have to run stadiums.
See?
Yeah,
Cheerleaders.
It's not easy.
No, it's not easy. Football players don't like doing that.
Yeah.
Running the stadiums. So, good stuff.
Yeah.
So our first game is coming up next Friday night.
Yeah.
And then the JV will be the following Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Science Hill. Well, JV plays Science Hill.
Yeah. Now your day job is what?
I'm a school counselor at T.A. Duggar.
Yeah. Excuse me. And she does a great job helping the youngins. So, good stuff.
Yeah.
I know you're going back. I cornered you.
Yeah.
Impromptu. You did a great job. Thank you. Last thing, is there a Facebook page we can find out more about the cheerleaders?
Yes.
Social media?
There are 2 Instagram accounts. There's the Betsy Cheer Instagram, and then there's the Betsy Cheer, JV Cheer Instagram, and then we have Elizabeth High School Facebook page.
Awesome. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
Impromptu.
See you later.
Off the cuff. Nice job. Quick break. We'll be right back. Frank's in here next. Shopping with a cop. Love it on the Tom Dolan Sports.
This is Pastor Fallow of Pleasant Beach Baptist Church in Elizabethton, and we'd love to have you come be with us. You and your family be with us on Sunday. I'm standing here in the lobby at our visitors table, our welcome table, and there's packets made up with tells you a little more about the church and get acquainted card, and then also a mug and some things in there for you to take with you to remind you to pray for us. And we've got a place for you and your family. We want you to come. Our goal is for you to know the Lord Jesus Christ as your Savior. But beyond that, to find your purpose and contentment in life of knowing Him, walking with Him, and serving Him each day. And so we want you and your family to come be with us Sunday morning, Sunday night, or Wednesday night. We're looking forward to seeing you soon. You can find a little more information about us online at pleasantbeachbaptist.com.
But you teach classes. You go all over the place teaching classes, all over the country. You've been here and there doing clinics and different symposiums and so on and so forth. Tell us about that. It's pretty special.
Oh, it's we really enjoy it. It's something that I started doing with my dad, with him back when I first got out of school, and we travel all over the country. We still do, basically teaching other PTs and physicians to do what we do here in Elizabethton and in Carter County. And it's crazy that our little kind of beautiful part of the country, that people are interested and want to copy what we do here, and it's because we do such a good job at it.
That's what separates them from all the other competition, because he's out teaching classes all over the place. And tell me some of the places you've been to do that.
Oh, we've been to California, Oregon, all over the Midwest, into the Northeast, and the really interesting people that we're teaching are the military PTs, because of everything that the military is allowed to do. There's not the insurance restrictions that we have here on the civilian side. So it's interesting to see the PTs that are able to do these amazing treatments coming to us to say, hey, how do we do what you do to make sure that our servicemen and women get the best treatment possible?
That's awesome. That's the reason why you need to come to Physical Therapy Services if you have a problem, and he's going to tell you how to do that here in just a second, the social media. But you look now that, they come all the way, they go all over the country to teach PTS's theories, if you will. So it's not just a local, it's not just a regional, it's a national company, Physical Therapy Services. So if we need your help, how do we get a hold of you?
hey, give us a call. My office, 543-0073. You can call us at our pediatric office, 543-2215. You can also reach us on social media on Facebook, Physical Therapy Services. We'll be happy to help you out however we can, and if we can't get you better, then we'll point you in touch with the right people that can.
You got it. One of our great sponsors here, Cyclone Sports and the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Love promoting Dr. Smith and his great folks at Physical Therapy Services. Back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show. So let me give you an update on the weather so you'll know, react as you need to. A tornado watch has been issued now until 7 o'clock for the entire area. All the counties in East Tennessee, if you can think of a county from here to Knoxville, it's under the watch. And also in the southwest North Carolina. So there you go. Want to make you aware of that. I'm going to show you the radar real quick. And this will give you an idea of what's going on. Get up here and hold it stationary. Of course, it's backwards, but it tells you all that yellow and the lightning bolts. So that's what we got going on. They're saying, based on this, heavy thunderstorms start around 3 o'clock and rock on through to about midnight. So make you aware of it, and you react as you need to react. Hello, Frank Peters. How you doing, sir?
Great. How are you, Tom?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Shop with a Cop. Coming up this Friday night.
This is coming up Friday night. This is what we've been working for the last month.
And that's what we've been talking up, and that's what's going to happen.
Yep.
So and for folks out there listening for the first time, have no clue what Shop with a Cop all about.
What we do when it comes to Christmas, we take the underprivileged children that's in the school system, and these are kids that normally don't have a lot at Christmas. We'll take them out and they shop with a cop. We actually take them ourselves and go shop with them and make sure that they do have a Christmas. So hopefully we can raise enough funds to reach out to more children than what we did last year.
Yep. How many we served last year, you remember?
We only had 30 last year.
Only 30.
30. So that's why we're trying to raise more funds. The more funds we get, the more we can reach out to the kids.
And the need's out there.
The need's there. I mean, people need to pick this up. I mean, this is something that it's going to a good cause, and we got to get this moving. I mean, we've got a week, and we got to get it going.
August the 11th. I looked on the countdown. We're down to 139 days to Christmas Eve. So Tom, it's August. I know that, but you're gonna look up. It'll be here.
It'll be here.
It'll be here. Absolutely. So
it is.
Shop with a Cop Friday night again at Kingsport Speedway. We've got this bucket here. People have been throwing money in it. We needed more. And we'll get more. We're going to make a more concerted effort to promote it. So, because it's all about these kids. Sheriff Fraley was watching earlier, and so, he's all about this. The track's all about it. Your fellow officers are all about this. It's a great thing, isn't it?
Yeah, they're all pushing it. I mean, we've got the drivers. I've noticed some of them's been sharing the online app around. I saw several of them had it out. So, guys, get that money out Friday night. You're going to have to get that money out and get that moldy money out of your pockets and get it out here and give it to us.
All right. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. Here it is. There you go. Ain't much, but it'll help. Every little bit helps, right?
Anything. That's right.
And so it's Shop with a Cop, the Carter County Sheriff's Department, teaming up with folks. You identify these youngsters and you take them shopping.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So what else going on? You racing Friday night?
Yeah, Friday night. We gates open at 5. Green flag will follow at 8. We're also going to have fireworks after the race. We should have. Hopefully, we have a good night Friday night. Hopefully, we'll get a good run Friday night.
Number 7,
Number 7.
Number 7, ready to roll. Frank Peters, ladies and gentlemen, beating and banging, short track racing, rubbing and racing.
That's why they call it the Concrete Jungle.
The Concrete Jungle on the concrete.
On the concrete.
Clocking laps of what?
We run about 18-second laps.
Getting with it.
It's fast.
Flying around there.
It's fast.
How many cars in the field?
Normally we have anywhere from 20 to 25.
20, 25 cars going 18 seconds. Some are slow, some are fast. They're beating and banging. Some get too antsy. And they run into people and get a little cocky.
That happens.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're out there with that many cars, everybody can't be at the same place at the
Same time.
and
You
that
got it.
happens a whole lot, and a lot of people get upset over that.
Get hurt feelings?
Oh yeah,
Part of it, ain't it?
part of it. I've learned to deal with it.
Yeah.
I mean, when it happens, it happens. You just gotta
Go with it.
on. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming by, sir. Come by next Monday. Then come back next Monday. Give me a report how we did Friday night.
Yeah. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully we'll have more money to where we can reach out and access more kids.
Yeah. So
that's the whole point of this.
it is. Now, tell us how they can out there give money.
We have a online app that you can give to. It's at the sheriff's office. You can do that online. We're going to have people at the track. As you come in, you can give money. You can also mail it to the Carter County Sheriff's Office, the auxiliary, at 901 East Elk Avenue.
There you go. Thank you, sir. You're awesome. You and NASCAR, your little buddy. She's hilarious, isn't she?
Oh, yeah.
She's a crackerjack.
Oh, yeah.
How many years?
31.
You've been chasing her in 31?
31.
And you caught her.
Oh, yeah.
Or she got you. Let's put it that way. She got you.
She might be listening to
Well, that's all right. If she is, my phone will blow up here in a minute.
That's right.
So, I heard that. So thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Great job what you're doing with these kids. All right, quick break. RP's in the house. Ryan Presnell joins us next, talking college realignment, Major League Baseball. Talk a little sports with RP next on the Tom Dooley Sports.
Hey, my name is Dante, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A nuggets is the authentic taste of it. You can tell it's freshly breaded, seasoned perfectly, and it just has this unique taste that compares to no other. Once I bite into it,
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
After a long, hard day at work, all you want to do is relax at home, right? But how can you possibly relax when your home's not comfortable? If you want to feel more comfortable at home, give Advanced Heat Pump Systems a call today. With over 30 years of experience and the most innovative solutions, you can rest assured that Advanced Heat Pump Systems will make your home more comfortable. Give them a call today, 926-2665, or visit them online at advancedheatpump.com.
Hey, it's your girl Mayani. A little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad is the chicken. Literally, the nuggets, they smack. When you put those nuggets in the salad, it just brings the salad to life. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Hi, I'm Jasmine. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A market salad is that the chicken is super juicy and the apples can be a little tangy, also a little sweet as well. So there's just a ton of different flavors. It's just so good.
Back on the Tom Dooley Sports Show, we are live at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton, joined by RP Coach Ryan Presnell. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, brother.
Yeah?
Waiting on this weather.
Yeah.
That hit me out of nowhere. I wasn't, my situational awareness was -4 this morning. We got an email that said we're turning out at 1:30 and going home, and I was like, well, okay.
Yep.
For what?
Schools are letting out to go home, so they are doing that. The ones that are in school, they're sending them home.
Yeah.
So it's a 4 out of 5 as far as severe weather risk. So, our scrimmage has been canceled tonight, understandably so. Rescheduled tomorrow night. I would assume the Junior Cyclones are going to be, everything's going to be canceled. If they're letting out school, I would think they're not going to.
Yeah, they'll close down all the school facilities, I would think. I'm not Richard Van Huss, but you may want to see if you can get the inside line from Mr. Van Huss.
I think common sense will tell you that we're going to minimize everything we can do tonight as far as group activities, send everybody home. If they're closing schools, you would think that's what they're going to do. So, anyway, we are here, and we're talking to Ryan Presnell, and we're talking college football realignment. We now have in the Big Ten Oregon and Washington. 1,600 miles to their closest school to play is Nebraska. They're halfway across the country. The other side, the Pac-12 losing and going to the Big 12, Arizona, Arizona State, and Utah. So you're now down to the Pac-4. You have Oregon State, Washington State. Just squeeze it. You want to hold it.
I just wanted to adjust it a little bit.
Oregon State, Washington State, Cal, and Stanford. All's left in the was Pac-12, now Pac-4. Florida State, Clemson said they're leaving. It's not just if, but when. They're out of the ACC for more money. So what do we do, sir? What's
But you know, it started with teams leaving like the SWAC and the Patriot Conference and these smaller conferences trying to get into these bigger conferences, and now it's turned into people leaving Power Fives to go to other Power Fives. So is there even going to? I mean, are you going to have 2-3 conferences at the end of this thing? Is there? Because if, let's just be honest, football-wise, if Clemson and Florida State leave the ACC, what does that leave you with football-wise? Is Georgia Tech going to be your champion every year? Like
NC State?
NC State, yeah. I mean, and these, you're losing, and granted, Florida State's not been what they have been perennially these last few years, but again, you're losing your 2 marquee football teams to the point to where, does the ACC deserve Power 5 status anymore? And the answer to that question is no, they don't. I mean, who are you going to give an automatic bid as a champion of that? Like, you can't look at Pitt and say, hey, you get to play for the national championship because you won the ACC. That's not going to work. So if you're the NCAA, like, it's just going more and more towards, there's going to be an SEC, there's going to be the Big Ten, and then
everybody else.
And
the Big 12.
And those conferences are going to align themselves and be done with the NCAA.
Yep, that's exactly where we're headed.
Yeah, and is it for the better? I don't know. Who knows? Tom, with the developments in the sporting world and the way all these things are going, and it's just hard to predict where it's going to be in 10 years, much less how much is a gallon of milk going to cost tomorrow. You know, like, with everything going on in the world, just unpredictability has been the nature of the game.
Good place to, Michael Shields, good place to read our verse of the day right here.
Amen.
All the uncertainty. I'm going to let you read it out of the book of Deuteronomy. Here it be. And here we go.
Deuteronomy 31, verse 8. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged.
There you go.
Because at the end of the day, we rest upon eternal salvation, which we can't earn. Thank goodness. If I had to earn it,
be in trouble.
Be in trouble. So it's been earned. The mighty work's been taken care of. All this is going to pass away one day, and I don't even think we'll remember it. You know, like, I think it's just going to be wiped clean.
So that's the verse today, 31-8. Excuse me, but there is a lot of changes going on in college sports. The transfer portal, they're trying to tighten it up so you can't just move around.
Yeah.
The name, image, and likeness are trying to regulate it, so they got in behind that too late. So now each state has set it up so our guys in our state make more money than the guys in your state.
Isn't that crazy?
So they go to Congress and say, let's make a universal rule. Well, the horse is out of the barn now.
Yeah, it's
kind of hard to go back and say, all right, we're all going to sing off the same page. When you had that chance in the beginning, didn't do it.
Well, when you got state legislatures making laws to get better athletes for their university of choice, that's just a sad state of affairs, man. And I hate to say this, but we're turning sports from the top to the bottom into something that it's just not. It's not. I love it more than anybody. I do it for a living, but it can't be the basis of our existence in this country. And as a family or as an athlete, like, it just, your life can't revolve around it. You've got to have other things, and we're just, I don't know. We're just pushing towards a place that's so scary. Like, there is no such thing as amateur athletics anymore. Even at 12 and 13 years of age, you've got these. I watched something the other day. Perfect Game has the national 12U All-Stars playing at the University of Tennessee in a prospect showcase. They're 12.
Yeah.
They're 12.
Yeah.
These kids are flying in from all over the country. Hey, and I watched some of it. I was a consumer for a minute, and I watched some of it, and it was impressive. But, man, I remember when I was 12, like, I was just a kid. Like, can we just let these people be kids? And
I want to ride my bike.
Right. And
go swimming and fishing.
Right. And the thing is with this college stuff, Tom, we've talked time and time again, like, legally, these kids have a right to transfer. Legally, these kids have a right to make a living off of it. But it's just the adults in the room that are saying, you know, like, I Congressman so-and-so from the state of Alabama, want to pass a law on the floor of the Alabama State Legislature to increase our NIL capabilities at our universities. What are we doing? What are we doing? Like,
Exactly
hey,
right.
Guess what, Tom? He can, but just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Like, that's just what it comes down to, is like the adults in the room, like, have taken amateur athletics and turned it into a money racket from top down to bottom. And it's a problem.
Let kids be kids.
There is no such thing for a lot of kids. For most kids, your parents are doing the right thing and protecting their kids from some of these things, but some of these folks are falling into this trap, and their entire existence is built around sports. You know, I love asking players, why you play ball? And I really want you to be honest with me. I don't want you to lie to me. I don't want you to tell me what you think I need to hear. Why do you play ball? And so many times kids say, well, I want to play in college. I'll tell you this right now. If you're playing ball because you want to play in college, or you want to pay for college, go get an ACT tutor. Go get an ACT tutor, because you've got a lot better chance of paying 1 red cent towards your college education by upping your ACT by 2 or 3 points than you ever do throwing, hitting a baseball, tackling, shooting 3-pointers.
Whatever.
It's just the numbers aren't there. And so if you're playing ball out there, kiddos, and you're listening to this, just play ball, man. Like, some of these kids, I guarantee you go get some of these kids that hit the transfer portal and say, hey, do you wish you'd stayed at Murray State instead of transferring to University of Kentucky? Yeah, I would. I have better friends back there. I got to play more. I was halfway through my degree there. Now I'm having to take all this summer school to make up all the credits lost. I wish I'd just stayed where I started. And by the way, Murray State wanted you when Kentucky didn't. There's something to be said for that.
There
too.
you go.
So do we see a return to common sense with this stuff, or is it just going to keep on heading in that direction? I don't know.
Are we burning kids out?
Yeah, absolutely.
A guy asked me that over the weekend. Said, they playing too many games, travel teams, playing year-round,
Yeah.
basketball, baseball, softball, are we burning them out? I said, I don't know. I'm not a coach. What do you think?
I worry about sports specialization from not just a physical health perspective, but from a mental health perspective. Like, we as human beings, we need more than one thing. We do. I mean, I've got more than one thing going on in my life. You got more than one thing going on in your life. For so many of these kids at 12 and 13 years of age, there's some people looking at these kids and saying, well, if you want to play in college, you need to focus on just this. Who said? I've never had a college coach come to me and say, listen, which one of your guys only play baseball because that's what I want? It's actually the other way around. Hey, does he play football too? I think I recognize his name. He's a really good football player too, isn't he? Yeah, he is. Yeah, that's good. We like those guys. That's what they want. So encourage these kids. And by the way, if your kid says, I think I'd rather be in band, great. I think I want to be in the drama club, great. I'll tell you this with my own personal kids. They're going to do something after school. That's the only requirement of them. They're not coming home and just sitting in front of a TV or whatever for hours and hours on end, but they're going to do something after school. I personally do not care what that is, and I just want them to do something. Fact of the matter is, with most kids, you've got to tell them, hey, you can't do all that. We tell our kids two sports a year and maybe something in the summer, to leave time for family and for church and all those other things. But yeah, the sports specialization is not just physically wrecking kids. A pitcher doesn't get time off anymore to go play running back on the football team. A basketball player doesn't get time off to go play left field on the baseball team. Like, they're banging those knees and that back up and down on that gym floor 12 months out of the year. So how's that play out? And then again, mentally, every sport you're going to go through a rough time. For me, when I went through a rough time in a sport, it lasted for 2 or 3 days. For some of these kids that are playing so much, that lasts for 2 or 3 weeks. What's that do up here to a 15-year-old who doesn't get a hit for a week and a half straight?
I told a guy over the weekend, we were talking about this. I said, when I played, it was a long time ago. Things have changed, I know that. But we got done with basketball mid-March. Whether we went to the tournament or not, he said, okay, 2 weeks after, we'll do a kind of shoot around, kind of wind it down. And he would tell us, I'll see you at the end of July. You boys go fishing, go hunting, go chase your girlfriends. I'm going to go spend time with my wife, my family. I'm going to go put a garden in.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you on the basketball court. Don't pick one up. Get away from it. You're going to get burnt out. You got to get away from it and do other things.
Yeah.
And that was a long time ago. That's what my coach told me. Now, whether he was right or wrong, I don't know, but I appreciated that because it's exactly what I did.
Well,
we went fishing.
He was absolutely right. And if he was right back then, he's right now. And listen, our program, we take August and September off. Now, we'll have some kids work on some things on their own on the side. That's good. It teaches you to work on your own. It ain't always up to me to make you work. So we take August and September off, and it takes courage because there may be somebody else who's working their team, and they may get a little better than us in August and September. But at the end of the day, I got to teach these kids to be well-rounded individuals, right? And I see them at the football games. I see them at tailgates. I see them in school. Get your grades right before you see me, because when you see me, it's game on. And we started doing that about 8 years ago, and it took a lot of courage to do that because I didn't know anybody that did that. And I just said, started talking to the kids and like, now listen, I went to one of these conversations again, like, I need you to be honest with me. Don't tell me what you think I need to hear. And said, if we took August and September off, what do you think about that? And initially they'd be like, oh no, we got to work. We got to get better. I said, now listen, hold on. Let me explain all this to you. And I'm going to ask you this again. And I'd ask them again after explaining all this, that, and the other. And they'd say, yeah, we think that'd be a good thing. And ever since then, we've done it. And we get new people into the program, and they're always like, wait, you're not. No, we're not. And after a year of it, they go, wow. Because honestly, when we get them in October, it's game on. Like, we go hard, real hard, 4 and 5 days a week, all the way up until the end of the season. And it just gets us a fresher kid who mentally is ready to go.
There they are.
I mean, you look at Simone Biles. This is a gal that goes to the Olympics, is living her dream. She's the best gymnast in the world. And she has to look at it and say mentally, I can't. I'm going to ruin my career if I stay here for another minute. And yeah, we're all of us sitting on the outside are kind of like, dang, you can't suck it up for another week and a half. No, she couldn't. Isn't that sad?
Yeah.
No, she couldn't. That's where she was. And little Simone Biles that was 9-10 that probably played basketball and this, that, and the other, that quit all that to chase that dream. She may go back and tell little Simone, like, no, stick with basketball or whatever it may have been. Who knows? Who knows what her situation. I'm just using that as examples. I don't want to get kids to a point to where halfway through April, in the middle of the season, they're just exhausted. They're toast. Their arms killing them. Their legs. They got pulled hammies here and there and everywhere. And we want to be going into the postseason soaring. And making those kids take some time off has been a big part of that for us.
Talking to Ryan Presnell, we are live. We are with Chick-fil-A in Elizabeth. And again, Michael Schultz, I'm going to have to get on to Michelle about this. I'd like at least 2 months off for aggravating me to go outside and shoot. See what he says here. I'm going to have to get on to Michelle about this. I'd like at least 2 months off of her aggravating me to go outside and shoot. Well, working out on your own is okay.
Working out on your own is a completely different story. Within reason. I've got guys that call me all the time and say, hey, who's good to work with? I used to get offended. When I was a young coach, I'd get offended when kids would come to me and say, hey, and I'd be the hitting coach, and they'd say, who do I need to take hitting lessons from? Well, me. I'm here all the time. What's wrong with me? No. Listen, if you can find somebody who's going to be a good influence in a kid's life, and you can bring them into that kid's life to help me and to be with me, why would I not do that? So during those 2 months, it's not like our guys are just sitting.
Yeah.
They're not. Hey, I'll tell you what's real cool is when you'll talk to one of them at school and they say, hey, we all got together yesterday and we went out and we ran and we threw and we did this all together. We did that on our own. That's a baseball team that's going to do that on the field in the middle of a game, right? Third inning, things are going tough. Starting pitcher ain't looking so hot. We're not sure if he's going to make it out of the third. The shortstop calls timeout, brings the infield, the catcher in and says, listen, suck it up. We worked too hard. We get this last out. We'll go in. We'll score a couple runs. And they do that. Listen, they learn that from me, but they practice that on their own. So, hey, you're going to have to keep on shooting them free throws, Michael. Sorry, buddy.
Michael said the kids are burning me out.
They'll kill you.
Oh, yeah.
They will kill you. Low Cole, man.
Oh, God. He's on it, isn't he?
He's on it, dude. Like, it's 24/7. He's kind of making the transition now from from baseball to football. So he told us back in the spring, he said, I want to play football. I love baseball. I said, you need to try football. So he's had a couple of flag practices now, and
He's into it.
Came out last night and he had his Tennessee helmet on, juking and jiving in the living room, putting moves on imaginary defenders. So he's ready to go. And these kids, man, they'll do that. Like they fall so in love with the sport while they're doing it, they forget their love for the other sport. And at the end of the season, they're like, I don't want to leave this. And that's okay. Go get you some of that, because I always use Michael Robinson. You remember Michael Robinson? One of the best shortstops ever come through Elizabeth High School. Just graduated from Austin P and heard today he's going to be working in the Yankees organization. Michael was not fast going forward. He was okay. He's Division I college athlete, but he's okay straight line distance. But when that ball went off the bat and that first step was always correct, the lateral first step was always correct. He didn't learn that from baseball. He learned that in basketball defending. His drop steps were absolutely beautiful. His hips, his knees, everything worked right to get to baseballs that other people just couldn't get to, and it got him into college along with a really good stick. But he learned that from basketball. He didn't learn that from baseball. We work on drop steps, attack steps all the time, but basketball is just so much more important. They put a lot more work in on stuff like that. So go play the other sport, kid.
Good segment. We're talking to RP, the Betsy baseball coach. What's the state of the union of Betsy baseball right now?
It's good right now. We're getting ready to get back to work as coaching staff. We get 2 months off, kind of. So I've been working today on scheduling. Got a really tough schedule coming up for this team. Did a little bit of stuff this summer. A lot of our guys play summer ball, so kind of leave them to their own in the summer to go play that stuff on the weekends, and they'll play 3, 4, 5 games on a weekend. So they're tired puppy dogs during the week. So we get with them one day a week and just put our eyes on them, talk to them, give them a facility to work out in to get ready for the travel ball on the weekends. But just a lot of good kids coming back. I lost a lot of good kids, man. A lot of seniors graduating. 7 guys out the door, 4 going to play college baseball. 3 other kids, just awesome kids going to do big things. I'm proud of those kids, and we got a lot of work to do. We could be a very talented baseball team and make a lot of noise. We really could.
We all know about the suspension. We know what happened, Unicoi County and Elizabethton, but I'm not sure everybody knows after the fact. You guys have went above and beyond, in my opinion, to mend fences between the 2 baseball teams. Tell me about that.
Sure, and there was never a problem with Unicoi before that, and there's not going to be a problem with Unicoi after that. Quality program with a great man at the helm, Chad Gillis.
Yep.
We worked together in the days after to try to help each other with our appeals process, which a little bit of it worked, a little bit of it didn't. But we actually worked a camp with them this summer for children with special needs, for a baseball camp along with the River Riders. And yeah, it was a little awkward at first, just to be honest. It was hard being in the same space with folks when something so traumatic happened. But after about 10 minutes, it just kids that play baseball. And again, it goes back to all the conversation we had before is it's a game, right? And we have to do everything we can to frame the game and keep the proper priority on the game and what it's about. The game of baseball, people love it so much because honestly it's about people. Yeah, it's about talent. There's a lot of talent that goes into playing baseball, but there's also a team aspect and an improvement aspect that's about the human being. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't about whether I'm bigger, stronger, or faster. There's a bunch of those dudes playing the game. It's about, like, how do I handle adversity? How do I handle myself in a locker room? How do I deal with umpires? It's one of the things that I'm sure you saw the Guardians and the White Sox have a brouhaha. And listening to the Guardians player, I think his last name is Diaz, but he said, I always try to take my disappointment to the dugout with me. He said, you'll never see me speak to umpires. I just want to play the game and respect the game. It's so much about that stuff, and that's moving forward. We always talked about that stuff a ton. You've been around for it. We're going to put even more emphasis on it than we were in the past. If that's one thing that comes out of this, that's what we're going to do, is there's going to be even more emphasis on other people, your teammates, the other team, fans, officials, your English teacher. We covered a verse at church yesterday talking about how much we should be concerned with other people, to the point that we lose ourselves, and all of a sudden my deficiencies and my strengths just go away. If I'm worried so much today about Tom Taylor and his situation, I don't have time to worry about, I've got a hard day tomorrow at work. I ain't worried about it, and God tells us don't worry about tomorrow. Today's got enough trouble of its own.
Yeah.
So if I cast all of my worry
Mm-hmm.
for me onto worrying for you, man, the day gets a lot better. And that's going to be our main learning point is like, hey, let's be concerned with your teammates. Let's be concerned with Coach P. Like, all of a sudden that worry about, oh, well, this college guy's coming to watch me tomorrow, or hey, tomorrow we got this huge game. Like, we won't overlook today and how important this interaction of being right here, right now is to everybody around me.
Mm-hmm.
Because if COVID taught us anything, it's that this can all be gone within a matter of literal minutes.
Yep.
You can get one phone call and it can be done. So,
Amen, brother. All right, Braves baseball. They the real deal. What we doing?
man, I'm worried.
Are you really?
I didn't like that Cubs series, buddy. I don't. Listen,
Braves lost 2 in a row. They've won 6 out of 10. They're 10.5. Phillies have won 2 in a row. They've won 6 out of 10. They're 10.5 back. Marlins and Mets are slowly sinking. In the Central, the Brewers have lost 7 out of 10. The Cubs are now within striking distance. They've won 2 in a row and 7 out of 10. The Reds have lost 6 in a row. They're going down. They're going south. The Dodgers have won 6 out of 10. The Giants have won 6 out of 10. Dodgers lead the Giants by 4. I guess what's disappointing me is the Angels. Ohtani now, they didn't do anything with him. They've lost 6 in a row and 8 out of 10. They're now 10.5 back. They're 1 game over 500. So
they're going to regret that one.
No, they're 1 game under 500.
Yeah.
So Ohtani stays put. They were hoping to get to the playoffs, and since the trade deadline, they've tanked it. Now what do you do?
You better. I don't know. They may lose some front office because, golly, you want to bet on yourself, right?
Exactly.
I want to bet on my guys and say, no, we're keeping them because my guys are going to do this. But you also, when you get to that level, it's also about business, and you cannot build these teams with these inflated payrolls for 1 or 2 players. It just doesn't work. Look at the Braves. Yeah, I'm worried about the Braves, but also at the end of the day, like, I know the Braves are going to make the playoffs. Like, look at the Angels. They can't even make the playoffs, and they got Trout and Ohtani in the same lineup. But the fact of the matter is you don't have support around it. So you've got to build the total baseball team. What's the Braves' big need right now? Like, what's costing them games?
Pitching.
Yeah, late
Starting
inning
pitching.
relief.
Oh, the relief?
In my opinion, that late inning relief has given up some big runs in high leverage situations. I'm not so much worried about the starting pitching because it's going to come back to us, right? But if you have one, so you got starting pitchers, you got relieving pitchers,
You got closers.
You got your top half hitters, you got your bottom half hitters, right? If you let one of those things slip, then an organization like the Braves is going to come take advantage of you in a playoff scenario. Like in 3 games, in 5 games, or in 7 games, whatever that weakness is going to get exposed to the point that whoever it is probably going to win a majority of the games, right? If your 5 through 9 hitters go 2 for 22, you're going to lose. You're going to lose the series. You're going to lose the series. It doesn't matter if the top 4 or 5 went 8 for 22. They can't score enough to take over the other team that's scoring runs up and down, who's taking advantage of late inning relievers with a 7 through 9. Who the Braves got hitting in the 9th spot? Michael Harris. Think about that. And he ain't moved up because, honestly, he doesn't need to move up. It's good to have him down there. And so the Anthopoulos, just over the years, man, like, this dude is the GM of the decade. Easy peasy, because he's built a team that's front to back, solid left to right. So when you look at the Angels, like, it's so upsetting to look at Mike Trout is not going to get to play in the playoffs this year. Shohei Ohtani's probably not going to get to play in the playoffs this year. And, but it's kind of the Tom Brady effect. Like, you kind of got to look at them too, because they're the ones that negotiate these huge contracts.
Trout's birthday today, by the way.
Happy birthday, Mike.
32 years old. And they're banking on him to come back. Hello, Brian Hartsook. How you doing, sir? We are live, as we are. We're here at Chick-fil-A just hanging with RP. So, by the way, football, he's going to be a daddy this year. Normally was my color guy on the home games, and he said, I'm going to be a daddy. And so Eddie Pless is going to be helping out.
Awesome.
So Coach Pless is came up in the press box tonight. We practiced during the scrimmage. We looked really good in the scrimmage, by the way. And so tonight's scrimmage has been moved for the obvious reason, but the storm's coming to 6:30 tomorrow night. We're going to stream it. And so, but you're going to be a daddy in the stands with the Cole Man and Caroline and Rhino
Yeah,
and Sarah.
as much as I hate not being with you, you know, it's just kind of getting to the point, especially with Cole, that they need Daddy around more for important events here and there. And I'll tell you,
the sheriff needs to be on duty. He is a crackerjack.
Listen, I think half folks in town know who Cole is. Like, I've never, like, that kid, the energy is just electric coming off that young man. I mean, he makes people so happy. And if God can give you one blessing to make people happy, you talk about being able to lead people to Christ.
Yeah.
Because people say, I
want
don't
some
know
of
what
that.
it is about you that's different.
I want some of it.
Yeah, that's his Sunday school teacher said yesterday. She said he can be jumping up and down, going crazy, and then I can say something, and he sits down and listens within 2 seconds. And I was like, that's awesome. Like that. If there's one thing the kid's got, he knows when to play, he knows when to work, and he's just electric.
They came into Chick-fil-A last week. You guys you're on a date, and I called you, and I said, this is great. The babysitter had him. And he walks in, I'm walking out, and Rhino, who's how old's Ryan?
He's 11.
11? How old's Cole, man? 6?
6, yeah.
He's walking to the door, and Rhino's in front of him, and he's just rabbit punching his hips like this. And his oldest brother never even flinched.
No.
Just went on in, and Cole's going, bah, 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 bah. He's hitting him, just rabbit punching him hard as he can go.
He beats the fire out of Ryan. And listen, Ryan is a little small for his age. Ryan is like super strong. And every once in a while, Cole just start beating on him. Ryan looks at me, and I'm like,
have at it, Hoss.
yeah, and Cole learns real quick. Like, I probably shouldn't mess with Ryan as much as I do, but I went in there this morning, man. I tell you, it's such a special thing. Ryan's asleep, and he's laying on his belly, and Cole's laying on his back, like literal draped across his back. I mean, they just and guess what? I start going look for Caroline. I'm going to tell her I can't find her. So I'm about to call Sarah. Like, did you take Caroline? Did somebody come get Caroline? And I go looking, and under blankets, laying across Cole's legs is Caroline. Like, they're so much fun. Got to take them to DC this weekend and see so many cool things. We had such a good summer, man. Like, being a dad is the most amazing thing a human being can do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the lack thereof is one of the reasons we're in the fix we're in this society. The Reverend Tony Evans said, he's right, a large part of why we're in the shape we're in this country is dads ain't been dads. So they're absentee, or they're not around, they won't stand up and be a man. What's that book I read, Be a Kingdom Man by Tony Evans?
I just can't imagine as a child not having that solidarity. Like, I talk to people all the time that grew up with dads that weren't around much or never knew a dad, and see the kids in high school. And the ones that succeed in spite of that, they're such a special human being. Like, you know, God's really touched that person, and I respect them so much. Just the nuclear family is just so important in God's plan for us. We can't discount that.
Nope.
And here's the cool thing about it, though. And I've learned this with my kids because, man, I mess up all the time as a dad. Golly, it's once a day that I got to stop and be like, dang, dude, what's wrong with you? But kids are so resilient physically, thank goodness, because I've seen my kids do some things where I'm like, you just blew your ACL, and they're like, I think I'm okay. And you're like, dude, you're flexible. I ain't got that. But they also are emotionally. So if it's one of those things where, you know, somebody's sitting there saying, well, I can't go back now. Yes, you can. Your kids will always take you back. I don't care if they're 30 years old. I've seen that happen so many times where somebody's like, I'm just glad to have my dad around. Like, he said he was sorry, and yeah, you know, it still hurts and still bothers me, but at the end of the day, I'm just glad to have him around. Like, hey, kids will always take you back, man.
And the girls need their daddy just to love them and accept them.
Yeah, just
be there for them, because the girls are going through so much. Good night.
Yeah.
Middle school and high school girls, their bodies are changing, their emotions are changing. They're going from little girls to young women, and they need a daddy to sit there and say, I love you. I told mine the other day, I said, you know what? Just playing basketball. I said, you can go 0 for 20, you can go 20 for 20, and my love for you is not going to be predicated on how you, if you have a crappy game basketball, I'm still going to love you.
Yeah.
If you make every shot you take, I'm still going to love you, because you know what? At the end of the day, them little girls need to hear that from their daddy.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, and they need to they need to be treated the way you want their husband to
Mhm.
treat them, because that's going to be the expectation, right?
Mhm.
My dad did this on my birthday, so he better do this on my birthday. Now, I'm not trying to set a bar that no man can ever overtake, because one day I am going to have to hand her away, and I don't want to set that guy up for failure, but yeah, I want her to have expectations of a man. Not just any man, right? Like, oh, well, he's good looking, so I better hitch my little red wagon to him, or hey, he makes money and he's going to provide a solid place to live. No. Emotional support. Does he provide you with the emotional support for you to go chase your dreams? Whether that's being the best stay-at-home mom in Carter County, or like my wife being a CPA. What is it you dream to do? And is that man going to be there to support you emotionally through all of that up and down, right? Is he going to make a birthday special? Is he going to take you out on date night? Is he going to open a door for you when he should? Like, is he going to do those things? And if you can answer yes to that he'll treat me like my dad did, then hey, we're winners. But if you're not around to provide that, then the world's going to provide that. And the world's really
Somebody's
scary.
going to do it.
Well, the world's really scary
Yeah.
in how it treats females.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, it's terrifying in what they preach to young girls about what a woman is and what a man is. It's terrifying, right? Like, it's just terrifying. And yeah, we're all created equal under God, but we're all created different too. And what if everybody's the same, Tom? Honestly, what if everybody's the same?
Be a dull world.
It'd be really dull. It's not God's plan. Like, He made us different, and that's okay. We got to find our place. Just make sure you got people in your life that are going to support you finding said place.
My father said, watch how a woman treats her daddy. That's how you're going to get treated. And watch, if you got a daughter and she's dating some old boy, watch how he talks and treats his mama, because that's how he's going to do your daughter.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? As time marches on, he's right.
100%.
Spot on right, my
And that's-
father was. Hello, Kelly Buckles. How you doing, sir?
I think the hardest thing as a dad of a 9-year-old little girl is, what if she does bring home a boy that's not very good?
A dud.
You know,
A
like,
dud.
oh man, what am I going to do about that? But
Loser.
I think that's also, there's just a lot of prayer goes into a situation like that, because hey, at the end of the day, I'm a sinner trying to raise other little sinners. Like, I'm not going to be good enough. I'm not. And I think that's kind of one of the hard things as kids grow older, is you lose the superhero status, and then you just become a sinner like them, you know. But teaching them that that's okay is an important part of that process.
Billy Graham said he went out every single day when they were little, and prayed that his daughters would find a godly man and his sons would find godly women.
Yeah.
And I think, for all intents and purposes, I guess they did. I don't know.
It's one of the biggest things that Joe Diaz would do at the end of all of our baseball seasons, is he would say, if I can give you one recommendation, is that you marry a good woman who loves Jesus Christ. He said, if you do that, you're going to have a good life. You'll be okay. You're going to be okay. So, wow, what advice that if you go back and look at yourself when you're 16 or 17 and say, hey, her, not her.
Her, not her.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
just say, don't be careful who you hitch your little red wagon to. And what good advice for boys and girls. For boys and girls. So,
Love you, man. This is good. Need to do this more often.
I agree.
RP, Braves got him worried. College football is an upheaval, and we found out how to be a good daddy, and yeah, little lessons in life from a man here. That's why I love being around him. So
I think we could do a 2-hour show.
we just did about 35 minutes.
And
We was rocking right
I
along.
need to have nothing written down.
No, it's a wing job, winging all the way. So, love you, man. Thanks.
Love you too, brother.
Yep. We'll take a quick break. We'll wrap it up right after this. We'll run down the scoring, or not scoring, but the schedule for today, and then show you one more time the radar that's getting increasingly closer to the Tri-Cities. These storms after this on the Tom Taylor Sports.
Elizabethton FFA makes a positive difference in the lives of students by developing their potential for premier leadership, personal growth, and career success through agricultural education. It's more than learning about cows. It's becoming the problem solvers for the next generation. We are the future biologists, chemists, computer programmers, journalists, teachers, electricians who will feed our future. By creating a family atmosphere, the Agriculture Department, especially FFA, can become your home away from home. Through contests, leadership events, fun trips, and chapter activities, FFA is a great way to learn about the world while developing yourself into the best person you can be. We invite you to enroll in an ag-based course and be active in Elizabethton FFA. We'll save you a seat.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let me show you the radar here on the. Again, you react how you need to react. I'm not trying to scare you. That's not my job, but there it is. There's the radar on my phone. It's not showing very good, but just to let you know, that's what it is. We're a number 4 out of 5. We have a tornado watch until 7 o'clock tonight for everybody. You know how it goes. We may get rain here. They may not get rain down the street. I don't know. So all I'm telling you is I'm doing my job to tell you what's coming, or allegedly what's coming, I guess, and you react to it as you need to. And that's precisely what we're doing, and the only thing I'm doing. So scaring, no, I'm not into scare tactics and all that. Just explaining what's going on. You do with it what you want to. All right, baseball today. Dodgers and San Diego day game. Knights under the lights tonight. Minnesota, Detroit. The Reds will be hosting Miami. Washington and Philadelphia. Atlanta. The Braves will be in Pittsburgh. Spencer Strider on the mound at 12-3 against the Buccos at 7:05 tonight. Pastor Stout says, great interview, Brother Tom. Super it was. Ryan Presley's a real deal. He is a brother in Christ. Love him to death. So, and his coaching technique and style goes far beyond wins and losses. A lot of folks say you got to win at all costs. You got to win, and in his case, that's not the case. He does what he does, get these guys ready for life. You ask his players and former players, that's exactly what you get. Toronto at Cleveland tonight. Red Sox hosting Kansas City at Fenway. The Cubs and the Mets in New York. New York. Colorado, Milwaukee. The Yankees and the White Sox in Chicago. The Angels hosting San Francisco, Texas at Oakland. That's your big league schedule for tonight. Again, our regional teams. The Braves in Pittsburgh at 7:05. The Reds in Cincinnati at 6:40. That's what we got going on. Big thank you to our guests today. We've had a bunch of them. Leslie Broccoli from Sycamore Shoals. We had Shelley Parham from the Boys and Girls Club. Andrea Lewis from Northeast Community Credit Union. Joseph Taylor from Ivy Hall Nursing Home. Frank Peters from Shop with a Cop. Carter County Sheriff's Department, and just now wrapping it up and did a phenomenal job. Talking about life, folks, what it's all about. Here's what I say all the time to people. Sports is supposed to be one spoke in the wheel of life. A lot of folks make sports the only spoke in the wheel of life, and that's what he talked about. Talking about burnout, talking about different things. So got to be well-balanced, well-rounded. Sports needs to be one thing. If you got a kid that doesn't like sports, let them find their niche. Could be art, could be music, could be fishing, could be working on heat pumps, HVAC, whatever flips their trigger. Let them be who they want to be. A lot of parents are living through their kids. Now, I want mine to be a good basketball player, and I'm going to do everything I can to make her successful. But at some point, she has to grab the bull by the horns and do it herself. She's got to have a motor. As my dad used to say, you got to have a motor, son. Motor's got to be running. You got to want it. And they do. And if she doesn't, that's okay. I'm going to love her anyway. Would I be disappointed? Maybe. I think she can play. But if she decides to go from hoops into something else, I'm going to support her. So, anyway, Brian did a great job talking about being a daddy, talking about raising kids in a tough time, tough environment. The pressures these kids are under is unbelievable. He's a school teacher. He knows. The pressures these kids come to bring to school and bring to work, not work, but bring to school, bring to the classroom, unbelievable. All right, back here tomorrow. Going to be here tomorrow. I'm going to be here Wednesday. Looking forward to it. Scrimmage tonight we're going to stream, cancel because the storm's coming. And so we will pick back up tomorrow night, 6:30 against Union here at the stadium. Looking forward to that. Thanks again for being part of this show. Let me read it to you one more time. Deuteronomy. Well, the Old Testament's boring. We don't like to read the Old Testament. Oh, there's a lot of meat in the Old Testament. In the Old Testament, meshes with the New Testament. One plays off the other, if you will. Deuteronomy 31:8 says, the Lord himself, stop right there. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. There you go. He will never leave you nor forsake you or turn his back on you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. Woo! If that don't get you fired up, your wood's wet. That's good stuff. Deuteronomy 31:8 out of the Old Testament. Wrapping it up. Thanks for watching show number 1904. Back tomorrow, 1905, right here. Have a good rest of your Monday. Keep an eye to the sky. Pay attention to what's going on. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. The Lord will be with you wherever you go. Deuteronomy 31:8. See you back tomorrow. Thanks for watching the show. Have a great rest of your Monday. We'll wrap it up as always by telling you, bloom where you're planted, and win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching show number 1904 from Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.